Okay, so here we are again. We are factoring a trinomial of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, notice that here we have n's, but it really doesn't matter. So make sure it's in that order. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to check for a greatest common factor. So I'm going to look at the 5, the 19, and the 12. Is there a greatest common factor there? Not really, nothing greater than 1. So now I'm going to check the variables. Is there a greatest common factor there? No, there isn't. So we're going to factor this using grouping. So first, we're going to look for a product. Now to find the product, we're going to take the first number and the last number, and we're going to multiply them. So we have 5 times 12. And 5 times 12 is 60. So our product is 60. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the sum. Now the sum is the number in the middle, and that number is 19. So my sum is 19. So I am looking for a product of 60 and a sum of 19. So let's think about products of 60. Now, once you find the right pair of numbers, you can stop. You don't have to find them all. So the first thing that comes into my head is 6 times 10. And notice that we would also have negative 6 times negative 10. All right. So those two pairs would give me a product of positive 60. Now, if I added those together, I would get 16 and negative 16. So that doesn't give it to me. So let's think. Maybe divide 60 by 2. Maybe try dividing it by 4 and see what terms you get. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try 4, negative 4 times negative 15, and positive 4 times positive 15. Negative 4 plus negative 15 gives me negative 19. And positive 4 plus positive 15 gives me positive 19. So notice here, I have found it. I have found the 19. So you don't have to keep going. There's other products you could have thought of. You could have done 2 times 30 and negative 2 times negative 30. But notice that would have given you 32 for a sum and a negative 32. So, I mean, you can keep going and finding more and more and more possibilities. But once you find your sum, you can stop. So the numbers that we need are positive 4 and positive 15. We chose positive 4 and positive 15, which means that I'm going to break up the sum of 19n into 4n and positive 15n. Make sure you put a plus in front of that 4. So those are our numbers. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the 5n squared and I'm going to drop the 12. So I have 5n squared here and I have positive 12 here. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take the first group and you're going to take the second group. Don't forget this plus sign, that matters as well. And we're going to find the greatest common factor of each. So in the first group, I have 5n squared plus 4n. Now, there is no greatest common factor of 5 and 4. However, if you look at the n's, we do have a greatest common factor of n. So I'm going to take an n out. Now, what's left over? I need a 5. And then to get an n squared, I need an n. So I have 5n. Now, how do we get 4n? Well, n times 4 is 4n. That's this one. Okay, so we've got our first term. Now I'm going to move on to the second term, this one over here. So I have a 15 and a 12. What's the greatest common factor of 15 and 12? Well, that's a 3. And then we don't have any variables. That's a greatest common factor. So 3 is it. So then 3 times what is 15? 3 times 5, right? And then we also need an n. So we have an n right there. And then we have to do 12. So 3 times what is 12? 3 times 4 is 12. Notice that right over here, 5n plus 4 repeats in each expression. So we're going to do GCF again, and we're going to take the 5n minus 4 out. Okay? Now, once we've taken it out, we're going to cross it out right here and look at what's left over. We have n and we have plus 3. So I'm going to open parentheses again, and I'm going to write n plus 3. And that is how you factor that expression.